I just love giving myself, the drum beat. Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. We survived the lunar eclipse and blood moon. And here we are. And we are back with Coffee Talk. And it's going to be Coffee Talk with Karen and Emery. So we are here for you live. Emery, are you with me?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Good morning. Yes,
Good morning.
you have morning voice.
I do, right? And I had my coffee, so I thought I'd be okay by now, but maybe I need a second cup.
Yeah, I know, right? I had my coffee and I started, and then I had to stop because I think the caffeine, I might have made it a little stronger than normal, and
Are you wired? Because
I
I'm
was
wired.
it was like buzzing more
Yeah.
than wired. And it was just weird because for some reason yesterday I was completely shot and I went to bed early.
Oh my
Um,
God, me too.
okay. So I think it has to do with, the craziness going on with the moon. We had the blood moon.
Really?
Yeah, it was a full moon, the blood moon. And last night was a solar eclipse. I'm sorry, a
Oh my
lunar
God.
eclipse, not a lunar eclipse, and so forth. So that energy is really strong, and you were supposed to, if you were into manifesting and so forth, you were supposed to do all that last night.
Yeah, after I finished cooking dinner, I was like, I'm gonna go down and take a nap, and I only meant to stay down for like half an hour, maybe an hour. And my phone went off at like 10:30, 10:45, like someone was texting me, and I'm like, oh my God, I slept so long.
Wow. Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm gonna be up all freaking night, which I was up till like 3 in the morning. I was doing laundry, cleaning
You
the
should have gone
kitchen.
outside and checked out the blood moon. I'm sorry I
I
didn't
had
tell you.
I had no idea that was going on, but people don't realize that that does affect you.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you don't see it, but things get really wacky.
Yeah, no, they do get wacky. And unfortunately, I got some sad news last night.
I just saw.
Yeah, so for those of you that are, Emery is a new addition to the Coffee Talk family. Emery is a freestyle artist. And unfortunately, we just got news that Sebastian has passed, and he was another freestyle artist.
Mm-hmm.
And actually a best friend of mine from high school.
No way.
He went to performing arts. He was only there for our freshman year. So going back to 1983.
Wow.
It's been a minute, and I got a text from one of my, best friends from high school as well last night. And I was like, wait, what? And like I said to you, I was half unconscious last night, and my son was like, Ma, please just go to bed. 'Cause like, you look like you're like sleeping, like sitting up. And so when she texted me, I was like, huh, what? And then I kind of absorbed it and figured it out, what was going on. So this show is dedicated to John Sebastian. You will be missed.
Mm-hmm.
And God bless and all of that. So yeah, that was a little tough to swallow.
Yeah, may he rest in peace and may his family find strength to, get through this. I believe he worked with Michael Kidd Gomez. I'm pretty sure that he's one of MKG's artists.
That sounds right.
Yeah, I was hoping to meet him, but I guess that's not going to happen. But
Yeah.
I wish his family well, and I don't know much about him, but if he has kids,
Mm-mm.
I hope that they are
No, he
okay.
doesn't.
He
He doesn't.
doesn't? Okay.
No.
So yeah, like I said, I don't know much about him, but God bless his family. Like I said, I hope they make it through this because it's a tough pill to swallow.
Yes, and and again, just a reminder that life is short,
Yes.
and, we need to live each day,
Mhm.
to the fullest, and, stop, my one of, my next show, Straight Talk with Karen and Brenda, will be on the 19th of March, and we're doing the part 2 of the Let Them Theory show. And it's really, it's a good lesson to learn, where you let them, and you let things go, because the more you hold on to things, tomorrow isn't promised, like Orlando just said,
Yeah.
and, you're holding on to stuff for what? Where you going with that?
Exactly, exactly. And listen, karma is a real thing, and if you're not careful, it'll skip you and get to your children. So be
Huh.
kind to the people around you. It's just not worth sending out that bad energy,
They're
because
juju.
it does come back to you. Trust me, I am a true believer in that. The what is it? The laws of attraction.
Yep.
I believe in that 1000%. If anybody has ever watched or read the book The Secret, it is incredible. And I've seen it happen so many times, where you put that bad energy out there and it comes right back, to bite you in the culo.
Yep.
So just be careful, always be kind, always have a true heart, and send out that positive energy. It will come back to you. Like good things will come to you when you put that good juju out there.
Agreed.
Trust me. Yeah.
Agreed. And thank you guys for tuning in to Coffee Talk with Karen and
Coffee
Emery.
talk.
And for those of you that are tuning in, please make sure you hit that follow button. And if you are listening on the replay, you can catch this on any of your favorite podcast stations. You just look for Real Talk with Karen Stacy and you will find us. And yes, thank you, Orlando. You have jumped on. Orlando was one of my original Coffee Talk people. Coffee Talk was born during COVID, while we were all sitting here scratching our head thinking, what the hell is going on? So,
I think a lot of people gained a lot of weight during that
yeah.
time.
So we're back now, and I know some people can or can't tune in at this time, and that's okay. So you can always catch it on the replay. But if you are listening on Podbean, you can interact. So as I am reading the comments, if you are live on Podbean with us, we can read the comments and respond to you.
Yeah.
So today's topic is proper etiquette. So, Emery, last week I did a little, comeback, and I know that you have this girl is on point. She has a whole outline of what she wants to talk about. I love it. And so I just want to start the conversation with what I discussed last week, because I would love your input on it. And I know
Okay.
you were busy. You ended up having a date day, so you weren't able to jump on with
Yeah.
me, but you were doing something much better.
Oh
Um,
my God, I had such a great weekend with my husband last Friday,
and that
and
is amazing.
yeah, it was great. Yeah, he spoiled me.
I'm happy to hear that. Like we just discussed 5 minutes ago, life is short, and love who you love and love fiercely, and live your life. So here was what I was asking last week, and I would love to know your point of view. I have to say that all of your bullet points, we're going to have to talk about this for like the next 6 shows. What usually we get like one or two in, and then that'll be
Hang
about it.
on,
But anyway,
I'm losing you.
I don't know why. I lost
Okay, go
you.
ahead. Repeat what you just said.
I said usually we only get like one or two of these points in, per show. So let's see what we can accomplish.
It
So
was just coming out of me. I'm like,
no,
we need to
and I
talk about
said,
this. We need to talk about that.
what, and I think we can work on this for like the next couple of shows, because we certainly have enough things to talk about. So what I was talking about last week was um proper etiquette in terms of reaching out, texting people. So
Was that when you were talking about sliding into people's DMs?
no, that
Oh, okay,
was,
okay.
that
That
was
was with
straight
Brenda.
talk. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
with Brenda. No, last week, what I was talking about was, um, I had someone text me at 5:15 a.m.
Oh no, that's a no-no.
and it was in regards to work, a work
Mm,
issue, like a
mm-mm.
business issue. And I said to my son, let me ask you a question for those of you that don't know me. My son is 16, so you have to consult the higher B's to know what's proper, etiquette for, the world we live in now, right? So, and,
Mm-hmm.
and the virtual world. So I said to him, is like, what's the deal with that? Like, somebody's texting me at 5:15, and he goes, yeah, well, people kind of just, reach out whenever. I go, does that mean you're texting people at some crazy hour? Because let me find out that you're texting people at these times and I'll break your phone. So he's like, no, Ma, that I don't do it, but people do that. And I said, I don't know. And here we go, sounding like I'm 100 back in my day. There was a time period, and
Uh-huh.
after, let's say, we'll call it 10 o'clock back in the day.
Yes.
Now we'll
I was
call it
just gonna
11.
say.
Okay. Well, 10 or 11, right?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And then you don't reach out to somebody until at least past 8 o'clock in the morning. I would dare to say 9.
Right. I would say that too, because that's the norm when people are already starting their work day,
Right.
you know.
So,
So
like,
yeah.
I'm like, wait, what? Like, 5 o'clock in the morning. And even sometimes you get these work things at like 9 o'clock at night or 10 o'clock at night.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not even like put together. It's kind of like a text, like, you're my BFF. Now, don't get me wrong. If I know you, and you're one of my core peeps, you could text me or call me any time of the day or night. I got no issue with that. And you also know that my phone, and there's another show, right, Emery? My phone is on silent.
Yep, yep.
So now,
My phone automatically goes on do not
yes,
disturb at
mine
10
too.
o'clock. At
Mine
10 o'clock, it's like it's shut down. And
mine does it at 11:30 when it's my bedtime, right?
okay. I
But
think, see, that's where the smartphone comes in, the plural, the word smart comes into play. It knows your routine and it automatically says, okay, this is the time that you usually go to bed, so I'm going to shut it
oh.
down right now. So my phone knows, and because I never put that on there, I never set that up. one
Oh, that's
one day it just
interesting.
automatically started going on do not disturb at 10 o'clock because I was doing it like that. Like every night I would shut it down, but then all of a sudden it was doing it automatically.
Yeah.
It's like
See,
AI.
isn't it funny how the phones are smarter than people? Because
Yeah,
you would think that a
the phone
person would,
cares about me. This phone cares about me.
oh, see that? It cares. We're loved. Yeah. But that, I mean, so then you agree that that's a crazy, like, and so then, like, if, especially I've been trying to, improve on myself, and, with the Let Them, book with Mel Robbins that, we've been talking about and stuff, like boundaries, right? So,
Right,
like, I responded to it the following day at a normal time, and I said, I am happy to, thank you for letting me, know, and I'm happy to discuss this with you during normal work hours.
right.
So
Yeah,
now maybe this person thinks, well, she's a nasty bitch. But, like, I thought what I said was professional. I was kind, but I set a
you're too
boundary.
nice. You're
I
too
said,
nice. I would have gotten really upset because now you woke me up.
nah,
Now I'm
they didn't
up.
wake. They didn't wake me up because my phone is on do not disturb. But that's irrelevant. It's the point is that I don't. I want to create a boundary because that's a proper etiquette. You don't know me. You don't know what my world is about. If you're going to reach out to me at 5:15 in the morning, then do it on an email or
Oh yeah.
like something like that, because I've done that, before. Or I got news for you. And I don't know if you know this, because I'm going to learn you this right now. You can schedule text messages now. Were you aware of this?
No, I did not know that.
Yes. So you have an iPhone. If you go on your iPhone and you hit that plus button on the left-hand side, you can hit schedule. And what you do is
Holy snap.
you choose, yes, I'm teaching everybody this right now. What you do is you go into your setting you go into your text, you hit that plus button and you say, you
I
type
see
in.
it. It says send later.
Yes, so you type in the person's
Whoa.
name and then you compose and then it'll give you the option of what day and time you want to send it. You compose the text and you hit the send button and it will have dots around it, like dashes around the message until it is physically sent. So
Wow.
I didn't know that was possible. My son told me that was possible, but my son is no longer an Apple user because, Apple users are, old and
Oh,
don't
for
know
old
anything.
people?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he has some Google whatever. And he's
Mm-hmm.
like, well, my phone does it, but I don't know if your phone does it. So I'm like, okay. He's like, well, I don't know how to do it. So I'm so tired of these little crapper heads telling me that they don't. Okay, so fine. Then I'll figure it out myself. So I went and, looked it up and learned how to do it. And now I taught another friend of mine. I taught you and I taught everybody that's listening right now what to do. So now there is no way that you should have improper texting etiquette, because now you can schedule your text, because I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt, because again, I don't know how you are, Emery, but if I don't remember, like if I don't do it when I got to do it, I forget. So by scheduling it, you're not inconveniencing somebody, but you're still tending to your forgetful brain.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I try to do, because like I forget certain things. And then, yeah, like I'll call a business up at 11 o'clock at night and leave a voice message because I know I'm not disturbing them, and they'll call me in the morning, but I'm not calling up or texting somebody's cell that I do business with at some off crazy hour. So
Right.
that is the first point that I am going to make about proper etiquette.
Yeah.
And if anybody, I don't think we're slow today in terms of, I know Orlando is tuned in, but we don't have many people tuned in live today, which is surprising. Last week I had a bunch of people.
Well, give it some time.
Yeah. So that's A. All right. So now I'm going to give you the next topic. What is the next proper etiquette topic that you would like to bring up, Emery?
Gosh, I don't know where to begin, but okay. So I've always talked about this with my friends, and a lot of them agree with me. A couple of them think that I'm being crazy. But my first bullet point, if you know, because I sent it to you,
Mm-hmm.
it's something that I call the triple P.
Uh-huh.
And there's a lot of people out there that do this. And what it stands for is pathetic pity posts. People who just are looking for attention, oh, woe is me type of post.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. My biggest pet peeve is when I go on social media and I see someone in the hospital in the gown
Mm-hmm.
and they take their phone out and do a selfie, and it's
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, I'm sick, I'm in the hospital, and me, I've been to the emergency room. I think we've all been to the emergency room for whatever reason. The last thing on my mind when I'm in the ER or in the hospital or having surgery is to pull out my phone and take a picture of myself in this vulnerable state and show the whole world, look at me, I am in the hospital. It's like, okay, it's just, I don't know, call me crazy, but I don't want anybody to see me like that. That's my personal business, and I'm not trying to put that out there. First
Mm-hmm.
of all, when you're in the hospital, you look like crap.
Right.
I don't want people to see me looking like that,
Mm.
so that's just something that I really can't stand and don't take pictures of your wounds, your stitches, your open wounds, your bloody, ew. I don't want to see that. Ew. It's just like, oh, look at me, attention, attention. I call them attention whores,
Mm.
like that's not, I don't know. For me, it's just posting negative crap that shouldn't, it should be your business. Keep that to yourself. That's how I feel.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I do like it's a tough call because sometimes people, I think some people do it because maybe they're frightened. Maybe they don't have a huge support system and
That's exactly
maybe
what one of my friends said. They don't have the support system. And I'm like, come on.
so I try to one of my big points to doing my shows is to give people a different way to look at things, a different perspective. So I agree with what you're saying, where it is, it's, I'm not that person. I keep things, to myself. I keep my
Hmm.
personal business personal,
Right.
and private.
Right.
That's me. Um,
That's how I am. I'm like, that's
and
nobody's business.
and I maybe I'm also like I think also I go too inward, and when I'm going through something, I disappear. Like I don't
Right.
bring it with other people because I don't want to put it on somebody else, A,
Hmm.
and B, I don't want my personal business out there, right?
Right.
So I think that when I've seen certain people post things, yes, some of them, want that. I agree with you. I think that people shouldn't share negativity. They should share positivity. And
Hmm.
so, like, if you're sharing that because, I mean, and I'm just going to give it like something like, okay, that you had a heart attack, God forbid, and you're sharing a post because you learned that you had a heart attack because you did X, Y, and Z. So now you want to post that on social media, like, don't let this happen to you,
Right.
type of
Right.
thing, and there's
That's
something
different.
to learn from it, then I
That's different.
understand that. But there
Yeah.
are a lot of people that do constantly post negative things, whether
Hmm.
it's they're in the hospital, someone else is in the hospital, who died, who, and all of those things. And yes, I mean, it's especially if you have a large, friend base, right? So like,
Right.
then you should keep less personal on there, right? And
Right.
more, positive or whatever. So
Hmm.
I think that on, in response to what you say as well, that, sometimes, as your friend had pointed out as well, sometimes people don't have a support system, and it is quite sad. And sometimes they need that, those kind words that people do say on social media help them maybe feel better. So, I can see both sides to it.
Yeah, I can too. Now, after the fact, once like, I don't mind seeing a post where they say, hey, I was in the hospital, I had this procedure done, just, to educate you guys, make sure you get this done, make sure you get tested for this because it's no joke. Something like that, like, that is a good post. But in the state being where you're like, just not, just looking pathetic to me, it's like,
Hmm.
because like I said, the last thing on my mind when I'm in that situation is to invite the social media platform.
Right.
I'm too sick. I'm in too much pain to even think about touching my phone.
Right.
You
Well,
know.
and again, everybody's different because I'm exactly the same way. I mean, when I have had losses, I mean, it's, like I don't even post those things. Like I
Yeah.
didn't look at my phone after my husband passed. I never even looked at my phone for, I don't, God knows how long. Friends of mine would just grab my phone if they were with me and they would post things or they would respond or whatever. But everybody's different. Some people, like I said, they go through things a certain way and they need that kind of reinforcement. To me, it's a false sense of security because it's really easy for somebody to send prayers on, Facebook or, socials. It's very easy to say, to quote unquote say it, but you're not actually doing it. But sometimes people find comfort in that. So perhaps you you know, perhaps you don't find comfort in people. You may feel that those are empty words when people are sending you well wishes or whatever. And there are, other people on socials that find it comforting.
Yeah, I mean everybody's different, but that's just my opinion about it. Like I feel like you're in such a vulnerable state, and I don't know, just
And
for
you're
me,
making yourself more vulnerable.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it's
because
just
the truth of the matter is that when you put it out there, it is now no longer your personal business. It's public.
exactly. And it's like now when I see this person, all I'm gonna see is hospital gown, IV, like now I gotta be extra nice to you.
Well, yeah. Well, there you go. The thing that I don't like about those type of things, are you cold over there? Because I keep
I'm
hearing you.
freezing. I'm in my basement, and you know what? I'm gonna put the heat on because it's freezing down
I keep
here.
hearing you clap your hands together
Yeah.
and like try to warm up.
My daughter's off from school today, so she's upstairs watching some zombie
Oh,
movie.
so you're hiding.
Right. So I'm like, let me go down to the basement where it's quiet, but it's like freezing down here. So I'm like, oh,
That's
so
funny.
I just turned the heat on, so you're not going to hear me
Oh,
rubbing my
okay.
hands anymore.
So what I was going to say about making it a public business, Orlando, what I was going to say about that is that the problem with that is now it's public. Now, what I don't appreciate is when people post these negative things or these scary things and then they don't give you all the information. So like you can't tell me you're going in for a procedure and then not tell me what the
Right.
hell's going on because now I'm
Yes.
invested. So now
Yeah.
what are you going in for? Are you okay? How did the surgery go? Do
Yeah.
you feel better? Are you
Mhm.
dying? Are you healing? Like now what's going on? Like you can't like give me half the information. So what I
Yeah,
am going to say,
it's like they're like, "Oh, pray for me."
right.
And it's like,
Why?
"For why am I praying for you?"
Are you okay?
Yeah.
I mean, or, sometimes like, I mean, during the times with my mom, when she was going through things, I would say, I don't normally ask for prayers, but please pray for my mom. She's having
Right.
surgery today, or
Right.
please pray for my mom. She's not doing well. Something to that effect where people understand what you're dealing with because it's not fair to involve others in your personal business and then you're sharing but you're not like
Yeah,
you
and
can't.
then you leave them hanging, like
No, it's like I'm bringing in cookies. Okay, so where are they? Hand them
yeah.
over. Now I'm bringing
Don't
them
get me
in.
all ready for cookies and then
Yeah,
you don't come
right.
through.
No, and then you don't share. So now like
Exactly.
you got the cookies, I want the cookie.
Yeah.
And now where's my cookies? So you announced that you were bringing cookies. I didn't bring dessert today, and now where the hell is my cookie?
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, so anyway, thank you guys for tuning in to Coffee Talk with Karen and Emery. This is our first show together. And if we get some amazing responses, then we will be doing it on a more consistent basis. Again, you can tune in on Real Talk with KarenStacy.podbean.com and you hit that follow button. It's a free app and you can interact live. Right now, Orlando is interacting with us. Thank you, Orlando. And if you are a podcast person like my girl Emery is, then you can always listen on the replay on any of your favorite podcast stations. And yes, thank you. We can share it out. We appreciate the support. All you got to do is hit those follow buttons and it makes it so much better. And today we are talking about proper etiquette. And my girl Emery had an entire list, and I'm going to pick another bullet point, Emery, that was part of your pathetic pity posts. And I'm going to talk about the dreaded politics and religion post.
Oh my God, perfect, because that is just going crazy now.
Okay, and what is your feeling on it?
Well, I always growing up, I was taught, not to really talk about politics and religion because it causes so much fighting. And talking about stuff like that has caused so many wars and
Divisions.
divisions. And, because not everybody's going to agree with you. And then there goes the fighting. There goes the argument. What's wrong with you? And this is why I keep it to myself. That's another thing. That's my business. What I believe in is my business. I don't need to share that with anybody because, again, not everybody is going to agree with you. And today it's like going crazy out there where, people are fighting with each other. People are cutting off friends. People are cutting off family because, they just want you to believe in what they believe. They want you to support who they support.
Right.
And, whatever happened to free speech?
How about agree to disagree?
Exactly. I don't listen. If that's who you support, go. I can't change that. There's nothing I can do to change your mind about that, but keep it to yourself,
I agree.
It's going crazy all over social media. I mean, I skip it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to read it. I don't want to look at it. Enough is enough. I'm done. It is what it is. Let's move on.
Right.
That's it.
So now I'm going to do like a public service announcement. Okay.
Okay.
And this comes from a person who has no filter. Okay. Now, my public service announcement is if you don't agree with somebody's posts or personal posts, keep it moving. Okay.
Yes.
It's not put up there. If I say I like the color pink, you do not have to respond to the post, well, I don't like pink. Who cares that you don't like pink? I like pink. It's my post and I wrote it. So if you don't like pink, either you say, I love red. And then I would say, well, good for you. But you don't tell me that you don't like pink on my page. And, or you can, but don't say it nasty. You can say, oh, you know what? I am not a fan of pink, but I do love red, right? There's a way to say it. So this is my point, is that I do not know why people feel the need to argue on points that got nothing to do with them. I see this nonsense all over the place, and I see friends fighting and like bullet pointing, kind of like the thing you sent me about proper etiquette. Bullet point. She has it outlined. She has numbered A, B, C. So that's how people are going at each other with these type of presentations. Like, really, I do not have the time or the need or want to argue with my friends. So on a political stance, my father and myself are on opposite sides of things. Now, I don't make a big deal out of it. I keep my mouth shut and I keep it moving.
Right.
My father, on the other side, has to continually bash, continually state, continually everything. And my father is, my heart and my soul. And I think he's one of the most intelligent men I know. And he made me. So, I think the world of him. That said, we don't agree on a lot of things. We don't agree on a lot of things in a medical standpoint. We don't agree on a lot of things in, a lot of different points, but I don't go after him because he doesn't feel the same way that I do. Now, that doesn't mean he don't come at me, but
Right.
he comes at me from, and I've recognized this because there were a couple of times that I had to really do an USA and take a deep breath, right? And so I'm like, and then I realized that it was out of concern because he feels so strongly about the way he feels about a situation. And he feels that situation, if I don't look at it the same way he looks at it, could hurt me. So that's a
Right.
different stance.
Mm-hmm.
So I respect where he's coming from with his intent. That said, I don't have to agree with it. But I
Yeah.
validated his feelings because I understood where he was coming from. So if you're coming at someone, that's going to be different. So you have to the minute so that's a confrontation, right? So there's a difference between saying to somebody, well, you know what? This is how I see it, as opposed to, well, how could you not see it that way? This is
Exactly.
whatever, and so that's attacking,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
So again, going back to what we just said 5 minutes ago, it's called agreeing to
To
disagree.
disagree. Yes.
It's
Yeah.
not you're right, I'm wrong.
Exactly. Just, you know what? Just yesterday, I was on a group, um, on Facebook. There was a group called Design by a Dime.
Okay.
And, I love shopping and decorating and things like that. So I have literally 15 pillows on my bed.
Okay.
And I posted it, and my post was, how many, can you guess how many pillows are on my bed?
Okay.
And a lot of people were like, too many. There's too many. Imagine taking those off and on every day. And I'm like, you know what? In my world, you can never have too many pillows on your bed. But
Right.
in your world, if you don't like it, that's fine.
Right.
But, don't judge me. That's how I like my bed, you know?
Right.
And it
So
goes,
what
it
would
goes back.
what
I'm
I'm
sorry, go
sorry,
ahead.
I don't mean to interrupt you. What would have been the response? So you posted, guess how many pillows are on my bed. So what would you say would have been acceptable responses to that post?
Well, I ignore the negative. So when people were posting too many, I did respond to one of them and I said, you can never have too many.
Right.
But if you guessed 15, you were right. And that
Okay.
was it. That's it. I don't, indulge in, getting angry and responding in a negative way and starting a social media war over pillows.
Right. But my question to you is, what would, so the responses you were looking for were just for somebody to write down a number.
Yeah, that's it. It was just a fun thing. Hey, guess how many pillows are on here? Because when you look at the picture, you really can't tell. Some people would say 10, some people, it's like they're hiding, because I have big ones, medium ones, little ones, it's like it was deceiving. So
Right.
that's why
But
I was
the
like, let me
point,
see if people can guess
right. So it
exactly
was
how
like a
many are on
fun
here.
thing. You weren't
Exactly.
saying,
It was a fun thing.
right. You weren't saying to somebody I mean, if you would have said, um, do you like a lot of pillows? I love a lot of pillows on my bed. Do you like a lot of pillows on your bed? Then,
That would have been another post. Yeah.
then you're open to somebody saying, that's a lot of pillows, or
Right.
I don't
Yeah.
like a lot of pillows. But you didn't say that. You
No.
asked how many. So now, if you were in a court of law, That wasn't the question. The question is, how many pillows do you think are on the bed? So the
Yeah,
proper answer would have been marked as a number.
exactly. Because to be honest, I don't really care whether you like how I do my bed. My
Right.
question to you is how many pillows are on the bed? Not do you like a lot of pillows or do you not like a lot of pillows? I really don't care what you like. It's what
Right.
I like. It's my bed. I just want you to guess how many damn pillows are on the bed. That's it.
Right.
Let's keep it moving.
Right. And so now I'm going to
Oh,
be,
I'm rubbing my hands. Sorry.
uh-oh. And so like, I'm going to be honest, right? So now, with my shows.
Oh, wait a minute. Did you see Lindia? Lindia's in the building.
Oh, hi, Lindia.
I see you, Lindia.
That's so awesome. Yeah, she didn't say anything. I see. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say this because this is going to offset exactly what we are speaking of. Okay. So
Uh-huh.
now my shows, Real Talk, I'm Real Talk Karen Stacey, and I've been compared sometimes to like a female, Howard Stern, right? So I poke the bear. I like to push things, and I do like to, stir it up a little bit with certain things. So I may ask certain questions that I know I'm going to get controversial answers to, but I do that for a reason. So I'm welcoming those in because I'm putting it out there. Now that's
Right.
different. But
Mm-hmm.
what we're trying to discuss is that etiquette. So when someone
Which
posts something,
they call it netiquette with an N.
etiquette, I
Yeah.
see. I never heard that word before.
Me either. This is what I discovered when I was doing my research yesterday and I was doing my due diligence. I'm like, oh my God, that's a great word, netiquette, because that's what it is.
Interesting. Yeah, who
Yeah.
knew? So I think that another public service announcement, mind your business, because that is the issue. And this is why I said about the other posts, when you're posting personal stuff on there,
Mm-hmm.
provide all information necessary, because now you open the door, you gotta let me in. So if you know what I'm saying? So now if you're gonna post something, then you need all information. And if not, then don't offer your opinion when no one's asking for it. So if
Exactly.
you're posting that how many pillows, people shouldn't tell you that you have too many pillows on your bed, because they're not sleeping
Right?
on your bed. So it's none of their business
Thank you.
if you have 15 pillows or not. I used to have 4 feather beds on my bed at one time. My mother used to call me Princess and the Pea, because I would put all these things. Now, that isn't something that I share with people. I don't care whether you like it or not. When I go to sleep, I like to feel the softness underneath my body.
Exactly.
Uh, you
Exactly.
know,
It's your preference.
yes. And so, there are a lot of people. I don't like when people insult. What I don't like, though, let's go back to being proper. And
Right.
maybe this isn't proper, and maybe I'm wrong, and you can offset this for me. What I
Mm-hmm.
don't like is when people do put up posts and stuff like that, and they're attacking another side. That
Right.
I don't like. So, and I'm going to take it away from political and religious right now. Okay.
Yes.
So I'm going to take it away from that, and I'm going to say something like, if you have somebody that's vegan, for
Right.
instance, okay, vegan, maybe they're vegan, they don't eat meat, they don't, whatever the hell, all the titles that go with people that don't eat certain things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they, post these things that are like, you're an idiot if you eat any of these kind of things, and, learn and yada, yada. So like, to me, if you're trying to spread knowledge, that's not the way to do it.
Right.
So if somebody posts something like that, And so I'll give you like, and I've posted things before, like when I made like, I don't know, a roast or whatever. And I'm like, I apologize to any of, my, vegan or, vegetarian people. I am, I eat meat and, I'm sorry if this offends you, but this was cooked perfectly and I had to share this.
Yeah, right. And you're proud of it.
Right. But again, I am not bashing people that don't eat meat. And
Yeah.
I'm respectful. So like,
I respect them
so right,
because
if you and
that's
me,
not an
right.
easy thing to be,
No, and so like
it's
if you and I are going out and you don't eat meat, and some people that don't eat meat, it disgusts them to look at it. So if
right.
you don't eat meat and I know you don't eat meat and we go out, I would say to you, Emery, do you mind if I order like a burger?
Right.
Will
Yeah.
that like, and if you say like, you know what, honestly, I can't even look at it. It makes me nauseous. I wouldn't order it
Exactly. Yeah. And the
because I
same goes out,
respect.
the same respect goes, when I'm going to coattail this, when you go out with someone who doesn't drink.
I was just about to say that too.
Exactly. If you're with someone, because I have a friend who she doesn't drink, and we've gone out to dinner, and I asked her, "Are you okay, if I get a glass of wine?" And yeah, sure, no problem.
Yep.
I mean, it would have been mess if she would have said, I would appreciate it if you don't. That would have been hard for me,
Right.
but I would have done it. If it makes her uncomfortable, if it's a trigger,
Right.
then yeah, no problem. I'll have a ginger ale or whatever. But
Right.
thank God she didn't do that. I was like,
No, I
oh
totally
my God.
agree. And it's funny.
You know who you are, Marty.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that because, my father has just it's going to be almost 2 months now. My dad has, stopped drinking and, him and I, have gone through a lot in the past 10 years and we drank a lot together.
Right.
And I cut back drastically a few years ago. And, my father did not. And I wasn't, like you can't tell somebody to do something until they're ready, to do it.
Exactly.
And so
Exactly.
when he decided that, I started looking up things. I got I said, Daddy, look, like there's, these non-alcoholic options and these mocktails. I
Mm-hmm.
gave him, he was at my house and I had a bottle of Pellegrino. I said, you know what? I put it in a wine glass with, like some cucumber slices and,
Mm-hmm.
whatever I had. And I made it look nice. And then I started like looking into different kinds of things to make mocktails with and such. So like that's supporting someone.
Right.
But at the same token, when we went out, a month or two ago when he was just starting to do that, I wanted a freaking drink because they made this, I love a lychee martini and they had it there, right? And which I
Uh-huh.
always get with tequila because I don't drink vodka. And I said to my father, Daddy, are you good if I get a drink? He's like, absolutely, no problem. And I had the bartender make him a mocktail. So he made him like a mojito, but it was a virgin mojito. So
Okay.
and he was fine with it. If he would have said to me, Karen, please don't, like it's gonna trigger me. It's gonna tempt
Right.
me.
Right.
I would have not done it. I could, I can do that. I have enough in me at this point that I could do that.
Right.
But
You can still have a good time, in each other's company without, indulging and tempting.
right,
So
but the flip
yeah.
side of that is this. The flip side is I could have said to my father, really? You're not going to have a drink? Like,
Right.
why? We're out, have a drink. I could have said that to him. Or he could have said to me, really? You're going to drink when I'm not drinking? Why are you drinking?
Yeah.
So neither one of us did that to each other, right? So
Right.
we
That's respect.
were right. So I respected where he was. I didn't mock him or go like, well, come on, just have one drink, which we're all guilty of doing to people
Oh
sometimes,
yeah.
right?
Oh
Like,
yeah.
oh, come on, just have a drink or whatever, right? I've learned not to do that to people because you just never know what their triggers are.
Yeah.
So I have learned not to, because somebody like me, especially depending on where my head is at, all it takes is one, and then I'm like, okay, seven later, like woohoo, and like that might not be the best choice. So
That's, I don't have a problem like stopping, but once I have that first drink, you want another and another
yes,
and another and another. So yeah, but I can give it up for a few days or a few weeks, whatever I
correct,
need to do.
correct.
But once you have that first drink, it's like, okay, let's keep the party going. Let's
Once
keep it
you
going.
start dancing with the
Yeah.
devil, the music
Ah,
don't
yep,
stop.
yep. We've all been there. We've all been, and then we swear we're not going to do it again.
Right. And
The
and
next
so
day you're in pain. You're like,
yep,
oh God, why did I
yep,
do that?
yep. So, I mean, that's again another perfect example of proper etiquette, because
Mm-hmm.
proper etiquette is respecting whomever it is that you are sharing that time, moment, whatever you want to call it with.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And
go ahead.
going back to the bullying, are we talking about
We
bullying
didn't
and
get to
people just,
bullying.
we didn't get to bullying because there's a lot of people out there that post really nasty things about other people. And
So
that's,
that
that's
does tie in. So you know what? We
exactly
can
like it
make that
ties in
our
with what we're
final
talking
point
about.
of
Right.
the show today. So you want to segue in, meaning that when you disagree with someone else's personal feelings on things, the proper etiquette is not to attack them and bully them into
Right.
feeling differently, right?
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
go ahead, elaborate on that.
Um, I'm trying to think of a situation where, because there were so many of them, but yeah, like I've had someone, tell me, "Oh, take this down, take this off your page. This is nonsense." And it's like, don't tell me what to post on my page.
Yeah.
Just because you don't agree with it, you don't control what I post on my page. So, of course I didn't take it down because it's my page. I'll put whatever I want and keep it there as long as I want. But just, that's a form of bullying,
Oh, wait, I'm going to interrupt you for 1 second, and I'm going to say this. So you are a public figure. When you are a public figure and you post things that, it hits a topic, a certain point, it is a tricky situation. I will tell you that when I first started doing my show, and I just hit my anniversary, actually, it was in March. I want to say, I don't even know what year it is anymore.
It's 2025. So you started this during the pandemic,
No,
which was
this
in
is Coffee
2020?
Talk. I started in the
Oh,
pandemic.
okay, okay,
Real
okay.
Talk, I started on Miami Mike Radio, and
Oh, wow.
I don't know if it was 2016, 2017. I can't recall, but I know I just made an anniversary, and the years have definitely escaped me. But anyway, I was I think I was in Florida. I was watching TV, and one of my next shows was gonna be on males, and female, like, roles, if you will. And one of my dear and best friends, Dondre Whitfield, wrote a book about it, and he was going to be my guest. So we were going to discuss it. And I was flipping through the channels, and I wasn't like, I am a flipper. So I just will press the damn button like 100 times and just go through, because until I find something I want to watch, I just flip through the channels. So it turned out that there was something on a news channel that was talking about like masculine and feminine energy. So I
Mm-hmm.
snapped a picture of it and I posted it like, wow, this is our topic. And apparently it's a hot topic because it's on the news. What I didn't realize was that it was on Fox News.
Okay.
So again, I was just flipping through the channels. I don't just watch, I wasn't watching that channel specifically. I was flipping through. And one of the responses to it was, what are you doing watching that channel?
Right. Because we know Fox News is not one of the favorites out there, one of the medias. Yeah.
But I didn't even, like, it didn't even register on my radar. But I opened myself up for this commentary because you're a public figure and they see that you took a picture of something that was on Fox News, which I didn't even know was Fox, because all I was doing, I'm in Florida. I don't even know the freaking channels. I'm just flipping through, saw it, took a picture of it, Miss Oblivious, thinking like, wow, this is really cool. Like, I'm ahead of look at me. Like, I'm so ahead of myself because I'm bringing up like the best topic and I was all proud of myself. And then somebody felt the need to be like, well, why are you watching that channel? And it wasn't even anything. So my response to what you're saying is, since you are a public figure, because you are an artist, there are people that will not support your music
Right.
because you, eat meat, or, or you follow, a blue or red, or,
Right.
you believe in Allah, or you worship a rock, or
Or Buddha.
or Buddha, whatever it is, and so like, that's what happens, is that people will get turned off and will form a judgment of you and no longer appreciate your beautiful voice and your live performances because they think that you subscribe to a different channel.
Yeah.
Now,
And that's so dumb.
it's closed-minded.
Exactly. It is. And that's what's wrong in this world today, is that people are actually trying to convince others to follow them and believe in what they believe. And, we have our own minds. We can, believe in what we want to believe in. That's the beauty of America, is that we all can, think what we want to
Agree to
think without,
disagree.
exactly, think what we want without people judging. It's not, I don't do that to other people. It
And
is what it is.
and
Maybe.
I'm gonna add something to that. I also really don't appreciate when people that are, in the public eye use their,
Their platform.
their platform to influence others that
Right.
way too. I also don't think that that is fair either, because
Right.
it's like, you know, you're there, you're a singer. You're not here. I mean, if you were solving world peace and you were trying to get people in, that would be a different story. But
Right.
you're a singer and you're here to perform. And when we're going out and we're drinking too much and we want to listen to freestyle music and dance, your job is to perform for us so that we can enjoy our evening. Your
Exactly.
job is not to tell me who to vote for. Your job is not to tell me what religion I should practice. Your job is not to tell me what news station I should listen to.
Exactly.
Your job
Exactly.
is to be the best artist you can be, and you can influence people to look at things differently, just like me on these platforms. I never tell people what to think. All I
Right.
do is try, and I like when I have opposing viewpoints,
Mm-hmm.
because we can agree to disagree.
Exactly.
And
Yeah. Without being shot down, without, death threats.
judgment,
Exactly. It's just ridiculous. Enough.
judgment blocking,
I
right?
mean, we have enough of that going on right now with media.
Division.
You turn on the news and it's all this negativity. And I'm sure that there's good things going on in this world and nobody's reporting
No,
any of it.
because that's not how you sell anything. If it was
Exactly.
good,
So violence sells and sex sells, but love, there's nobody's buying love.
nobody's giving peace a chance.
Exactly. John Lennon's rolling in his grave right
Rolling,
now.
rolling. Only thing we got left of John Lennon is round glasses. That's it.
Yeah, yeah, it's ridiculous. And he was right, by the way. all you need is love.
Yep. I
He was
know.
so right.
I know. I
It's so
believe that.
true.
I believe that. And
Oh, absolutely.
it
Love
is,
conquers all.
yes. And so
Love is way more powerful.
yeah. And just to like reiterate all of what we have spoken about today, first of all, thank you guys for those of you that tuned in to Coffee Talk with Karen and Emery. This is Emery's first Coffee Talk, first show with me. And
Coffee talk.
yes,
See, I thought I was the only one that pronounced it like that, because that when I'm at work, I'm at the office, and I'm like, I'm gonna go get some coffee, and they're like, why do you say it like that? And I'm like, because that's how you say it.
because that's how I talk. Don't judge me, damn it.
That's how do you say it?
Yeah,
And they're like, coffee, and I'm like, no, it's coffee. You're in New York, you say
yeah,
coffee.
what are you from
I
Boston? Coffee.
That's Boston, from Boston.
Yeah, that's
What do
not,
they say?
see, that's
Coffee?
not talk. It's not, yeah. So, like, you know what? Let's agree again to disagree because it is what it is. But
Yeah.
yes, thank you, Orlando, for welcoming Emery.
Thank
So,
you, Orlando. I'm trying to type, but it's saying that I have to verify my email. So I'm
oh,
looking in my inbox and I don't see the
your
email
account,
for
I
me to
guess.
verify.
That's okay.
But I see you,
He
Orlando.
can hear you. He can hear
Okay.
you. So we're going to reiterate. We were talking about proper etiquette. And we just a quick review. We spoke about, when you should and shouldn't text people, times of day. And then we spoke about, the posts for, that Emery feels are attention seeking. And we spoke about making your private business public. And lastly, we spoke about the division that is
Mm-hmm.
there between people, that is, politics, religion, judging people. And, like, again, like, if we could reiterate one more time about these things, like, kind of mind your business. If you don't agree, just keep it moving. Because unless someone is asking for, how you feel about something, then, it's their business. If you don't agree with what they're posting on their platforms, just
Mm-hmm.
keep it moving. So
Yeah,
we had
just
somebody,
scroll up.
so
Scroll up.
Mike, I think Mike joined us. He said violence, sex, and government chaos ruining our world.
Absolutely. And it's been doing that for centuries.
Yep. And again, we gotta, I don't know when we jumped into a world where we can't agree to disagree. That is the whole point, especially in America, right? We're a melting pot and
Yeah.
no one's melting. Everybody is like burning each other. It's like
Yeah.
oil and water.
That's why
So,
the Statue of Liberty is there. Bring me you're hungry. Bring me you're tired. I mean, hello, what happened to all of that? Now we don't want to let anybody in? Come on.
well, that's a whole other topic. And I don't know. And again, it's not about not letting people in. It's about people going about things the proper way. So,
Yeah.
this is, again, these are all hot topics. Everybody has a different viewpoint.
My throat.
And I don't think that, prejudice is right in any way, shape, or form, from any stance.
I
And
like diversity. I
right.
like being around different people and different cultures and learning and
Yes.
having their food and,
And different
seeing different
opinions.
colors and stuff like that. Absolutely. I love seeing all of that. It's the reason why I moved to where I moved to.
Yeah.
I grew up with that. I went to school with Italians, Jewish, blacks, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans,
Yep.
Irish, and I'm friends with all of them. We've all hung out, we've all drunk beer, we've all smoked cigarettes together,
Yep.
and we all got along. And I didn't see it as color or ethnicity. I just, that's a person. That's it,
Yep. And
you
that's
know?
the whole point. And so, like, if we can leave you guys with anything today, it is the fact that we can all agree to disagree. We should, like love one another, respect one another,
Absolutely.
support one another. And
Hmm.
even if you don't feel the same way that someone else feels, the only thing you can do is, if you feel the need or you want to, like my whole thing is, well, like if I have somebody, for instance, that doesn't eat meat,
Hmm.
and you want to tell me why you don't eat meat and what it did for you or what it does for you and how you feel about it, now I understand your perspective. And I may
Right.
turn around and say, I never thought about it like that. Maybe
Hmm.
I'm going to try to cut back on my meat, or maybe I'm going to, jump on that because those kind of resonate, those reasons resonate with me. So
Right.
I'm going to implement that. Or, I tried, we'll use meat as an example. I did try to stop eating meat, and my body doesn't agree with it. And I'm being serious about it. And so I did try. I understand the benefits or whatever, and I've tried it a number of times. So from a health, thing, if you go into the reasons and yada, 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 I tried all those things. That said, each person, each individual is different. So I tried it, and every time I've done it, I actually do not feel well. And it's not from detoxing or anything like that. It doesn't agree with me. My body works better that way.
Yeah,
Now,
it's not for everybody. I have a friend who doesn't like ice cold water. She likes room
and
temperature
again,
water.
ice
I
cold
like
water
ice
is,
cold water.
but that said, you're supposed to drink water that is room temperature because
Right.
your body metabolizes it and absorbs it differently. Whether
Well,
you like it
her
or,
body does. Mine doesn't. I love my my
well,
ice water,
you
you know.
love it, but what I'm saying is that if you look up the benefits of drinking room temperature water as opposed to drinking ice cold water, you'll look at it differently. But again, if you don't listen, I try to drink my coffee black. I can't do it. The only
Mm-mm.
time I can drink it black is if it's espresso.
Yeah.
But if it's not, I can't drink it black. I tried. I put a little bit of milk. I do this, I do that. No, I can't do it. I need it with that. Now,
Everybody's different.
that's what I
Everybody,
mean.
listen, when I was pregnant, okay, I'm a meat eater. I love red meat, pork, all that stuff. But when I got pregnant,
Uh-huh.
I couldn't stand the smell or the sight
Yep.
of pork.
Me too.
It smelled
Sauce,
like
I couldn't
garbage.
do it. I got sick immediately.
Yes, it was just, if I saw a slice of ham, to me, it was like this pink, slimy, disgusting piece of meat, it was weird because I love ham. I love
Yep.
pork. It's delicious. I love
Yep.
bacon. But it's your body, let me tell you, and I got an understanding of how other people have different diets when I got pregnant and I was disgusted by pork.
Yep.
So you get an understanding of why people are vegans, why people are vegetarians, why other people can't have seafood, why, it's that you respect it more. I
Yep.
mean, it was just straight up a garbage smell to me at that moment. Now I'm back to normal, but I understand why people just have a different preference when it comes to foods and drinking and stuff like that. And I respect it
Right.
because
And
now I understand it.
so we're going to repeat it again. Give peace a chance. That's the
Exactly,
whole thing,
exactly.
is
Before
that,
I didn't understand it. I never understood. Like I got friends who don't like cheese. My daughter doesn't like cheese. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Cheese is
right,
freaking awesome.
right. You're
But
wrong.
exactly, you're disgusting.
My father tells me, I said, well, that's my opinion. My father goes, well, your opinion is wrong.
Yeah, yeah. But, yeah, but I'm like, my husband likes cheese. I like cheese, but our daughter doesn't like cheese. And
Right.
it's
Who
like, well,
gave birth to
who's
you?
kidding?
Whose child
Who's
are
kidding you?
you?
Exactly. Who's kidding you? I love it. I love the gooiness, the mozzarella. And she doesn't. She takes it off the pizza. And I'm looking at her like, why? That's the best part.
I know. But, and again, we're going to end the show exactly with that sentiment. Everybody is different, and what one size does not fit all. And you can have your opinion, you can joke about it, but you should not judge people. You shouldn't shun people because they don't do things the same way you do. That said, the show was about proper etiquette, so I hope that from some of the examples we gave today that some people have absolutely understood certain etiquette, because we did give some, public service announcements here for people to listen to and look at things from a different perspective. So,
And that's not to say that when we hang up or close the door that we don't say, that motherfucker's weird.
that's true that. We are entitled to our opinion.
But it's in private.
It don't need to be public knowledge. It don't need to be public knowledge. True that. My late husband always said to me, you don't always have to say everything that you're thinking.
Exactly,
But my face normally does. So, filter free.
Yeah, I'm not a good liar. I can't pull it off. Yeah. You can see right through me.
I hear that. So I want to thank everybody that tuned in today. You're listening to Coffee Talk with Karen and Emery. The way to listen to this is go to realtalkwithkarenstacy.podbean.com. You can listen live. If you download the app, you will know when we go live and you can comment. If you don't want to download another app, you can catch this on any of your favorite podcast stations, platforms, and you can always follow us. Remember, just keep hitting those follow buttons. Follow. My next show is going to be Straight Talk with Karen and Brenda, which is on Podbean as well, but a different station. And we will be we're doing part 2 of the Let Them theory, and it is at 8 p.m. March 19th. And we will, me and Emery will plan our next. If Emery loved it, we will be planning. Okay, then we will be planning our next show. So make sure you tune in. Follow us on social media so you have the know-how of when it's going to happen. But it's going to be on a Friday at 11:30 a.m. So thank you, Emery. Thank you so much for joining me today. This was so much fun.
Oh, man, I had a great time. Thank you, Karen.
Thank you. And